I'm going to take you through step by step how to make these delicious vegan sweet potato brownies. Here's exactly what you will need. 450 grams of sweet baked potato, 2 small ripe bananas, 2/3 of a cup of coconut sugar, 1 cup of ground oat flour, gluten-free oat flour or almond flour, and 1/4 cup of coconut flour, and 1/2 a cup of coconut milk. You'll also need 8 tablespoons of raw cacao powder, 2 tablespoons of ground hemp seeds, and 2 tablespoons of ground linseed. You can use a tablespoon of cinnamon also if you wish to, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. If you weigh about 500 grams of sweet potato, pop them in the oven, bake them for about 45 minutes, and then when they're ready, scoop out 450 grams of the baked sweet potato. It's really simple, just cut them in half, scoop it out, and you're good to go. Once you have scooped out all the potato, pop it back on the scales. Just make sure that you have got the 450 grams, and then open up your food processor, ready to pop everything inside. Just pop in the sweet potatoes, just as they are. Take your bananas and break them up just a little bit as you pop them into the processor. And then add in all of the dry ingredients and the coconut milk. Then tighten up the lid on the processor and just zap until all of the ingredients are combined, just like a cake batter mixture. Remember, there's no eggs in this, so it won't be gooey, it will be quite thick. Make sure you've got a baking tray and you line it with grease-proof paper. Simplest way is to lay it one way and then take another piece and put it across the other way, and then pop in all of the mixture into the baking tray. Once you have managed to scoop out all of the mixture, just make sure that you press it into the corners of the baking tray, ready to go into the oven. Once it's ready, pop it into the oven, and then it's going to bake for about 40 minutes. It's going to be on about 180 to 200 degrees. Just make sure it doesn't burn. Depending on your oven, you might need to turn it down a little bit lower. And then once it's ready, pop it out, set it aside to cool, And then we will start to prepare the chocolate fudgy sauce. Okay, so we're ready to make the fudge sauce. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. We want them to start melting, and then we're going to use 2 teaspoons of homemade cashew butter. You can find the cashew butter recipe in my other book, Vibrant on the Inside Out. But then we want to start to melt those right down. So stir really, really well and add in 2/3 of a cup of coconut sugar. Start to let that dissolve. Keep stirring it really well and making sure that it doesn't burn. You're going to add in your cocoa powder. So we're going to add in 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder and keep mixing that really, really well. You're going to just smell the richness of that chocolate. And then we want to add 1 cup of coconut milk, canned coconut milk that has been in the refrigerator. Once that's started to blend together, take a whisk and really whisk it very, very well, and you will see that the chocolate fudge starts to thicken. Keep stirring. We don't want it to burn. Okay, now we're going to add in between 1 and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. It's up to you, depends on how vanilla-y you want that to taste. You could even make this a little bit salty and add some salt in there if you prefer. Keep mixing really, really well until it has come to a thick consistency like custard, and then set it aside to cool. Once your brownie cake and once your sauce, your fudgy sauce has started to cool, you can coat the cake mixture with that chocolate sauce and just cover it all over. It's going to be really thick and gooey on there, just how it's deliciously enjoyed when it's thick and creamy. Now comes the patience part. Just pour that delicious gooey fudge sauce all over your chocolate brownie. Make sure you cover it really, really well. And then you need to have some patience for at least 10 to 15 minutes, if not half an hour, whilst you pop it into the fridge and wait for it to set. Once the sauce has started to set, you can cut it. You can see I didn't quite have the patience here and wanted to get straight to it, and it's still a little bit gooey. Had I left it in the fridge for another 10 minutes, it would have been perfectly set. So once you take it out, cut it into portions, and then you can either chomp in it straight away, or you can pop it back in the refrigerator for it to set just a little bit more. Whichever you do, please just make sure that you enjoy every single bite. I really, really hope that you enjoy this vegan sweet potato brownie, and if you do love it, please go on and leave us a comment and a review and let us know your version of how it looks when you make it yourself at home.